A bald eagle is injured in Waupaca after someone allegedly shot it with an arrow. Crews are out looking for the bird, but their search was delayed by the snowstorm this week. Emily Riley live in the newsroom with the latest on this situation. Emily.
Cami, the Raptor Education Group in Antigo tells me they received word on the injured eagle on Tuesday morning. The woman who made the initial report says the eagle was bleeding from the arrow but was still able to fly. About 15 people have spotted the injured eagle since then, and it appears the arrow is no longer in the bird. Marge Gibson, the executive director of the Raptor Education Group, says the eagle flew onto private property. Volunteer crews recently got permission to enter, and they're looking for the bird today. Crews also found what they believe to be the mate of the eagle near Waupaca High School. Gibson says this is a good sign. It means there's a chance the eagle could survive the injury.
The fact that she pulled it out herself and is able to fly, those were good signs. And we're just hoping that, we can, as I say, get her into rehab and clean up the injury and get her into some, the physical therapy that she's going to need following this, and then back home.
The Outagamie County Conservation Warden says if you see an injured animal, approach it with caution and contact the DNR Wildlife Hotline or a licensed wildlife rehabilitator. If you have any information on who may have shot the eagle with the arrow, you're asked to reach out to local law enforcement. Reporting live in the newsroom, Emily Riley, Action 2 News.